Hello everyone! Companies are spending billions on generative AI, and the latest research says they're getting almost nothing back. We're talking about a technology that anyone can figure out in 30 seconds, right? You type something and magic appears.
Which is phenomenal. It works like magic.
Or maybe it's not that easy. An interesting idea might come from the last place you'd expect. In the 1970s, Nolan Bushnell, the guy who founded Atari, had one rule for designing great games. He called it easy to learn, difficult to master. It's the reason Pong worked. Anyone could pick it up in 5 seconds, but getting genuinely good at it, that took something else entirely. I think large language models like ChatGPT or Claude might be the most Bushnell-like technology ever created. Picking it up takes 30 seconds. You type a sentence, you get a report, you feel like you've unlocked something. Millions of people are using it every day and getting real value from it. But here's where it gets interesting. When companies try to scale that same magic across an organization, with real budgets, real strategy, real expectations, almost all of them fail. Not because the technology doesn't work, it clearly does, but because mastery requires something completely different from what got you started. And almost nobody is talking about what that something is. I'm Ephraim Reese, this is Immersive Life, let's get into it. Okay, now, let me put some numbers on this. Deloitte just surveyed over 3,200 senior leaders across 24 countries. Investment in AI is accelerating. 84% of organizations increased their AI investment last year. In a companion Deloitte study across Europe and the Middle East, 91% plan to increase it again this year. Worker access to sanctioned AI tools jumped 50% in a single year. The money is flowing. But here's the question nobody in the boardroom wants to ask. What are we getting back? MIT researchers studied over 300 enterprise AI initiatives and found that 95% of custom enterprise AI pilots never delivered measurable P&L impact. Not underperformed, not took longer than expected, no measurable impact on the bottom line. And before you write that off as old news, the 2026 numbers tell the same story. A survey of 2,400 executives and employees this spring found that only 29% of organizations see significant return on investment from generative AI. Nearly every company has deployed it. Barely a quarter can prove it paid off. Even among the projects that do show results, Deloitte found that AI takes 2 to 4 years to reach satisfactory ROI, compared to 7 to 12 months for a normal technology investment. Only 6% of organizations saw any payback within the first year. And meanwhile, something fascinating is happening off the books. More than 80% of employees, including nearly 90% of security professionals, are using AI tools their own companies haven't approved. Personal ChatGPT accounts, Claude subscriptions, tools that IT doesn't even know exist. And these individuals are getting real value every single day. When that many people go around the official system, that's not a people problem. That's an inefficient market. The rules aren't matching reality. So the paradox is, individuals figure it out on day one. The organizations investing billions can't show a return. MIT researchers call this the GenAI Divide. On one side, individual users finding value. On the other, enterprises burning through budgets with nothing to show for it. The technology works. The investment is there. So what's actually breaking? Why does this divide exist? Companies are buying tools without building literacy. They're deploying technology without adapting workflows. They're installing AI without transforming culture. The I4CP research from January 2025 confirms this. Companies already scaling AI report that literacy upskilling alone could drive productivity gains of 30% or more. But most organizations aren't doing this. They're buying subscriptions and expecting magic. And Microsoft's newest research puts a number on where the problem lives. The 2026 Work Trend Index, a 20,000 workers surveyed across 10 countries, found that organizational factors like culture, manager support, and talent practices account for twice the AI impact of individual effort. Microsoft's own conclusion, almost word for word, people are ready, the systems around them are not. Here's what most people miss. AI is fundamentally different from every other technology your company has adopted. When you bought Microsoft Office, you trained people on features. That worked because Office is a set of mechanistic tools. Click here, format there. Everyone does the same thing for well-defined tasks. You learn to control the tool. But AI doesn't work that way. You're not dealing with a tool anymore. You're dealing with something that thinks and reasons. You can't control the output, but you can manage the potential. That's a completely different skill. This is exactly why we're seeing that massive failure rate. Companies are treating AI like another software purchase. They're skipping the literacy, they're skipping the workflow redesign, and they're skipping the cultural shift that makes any of it stick. Wharton professor Ethan Mollick has been tracking this evolution closely. In January of this year, he published something that I think nails it. He called it Management as AI Superpower. His argument? As AI systems become capable of doing hours of autonomous work, the critical skill isn't prompting, it's knowing what to delegate, how to evaluate the output, and when to intervene. That's not a technical skill, that's management. This is why Bushnell's law fits so perfectly. The easy-to-learn part? That's the 30-second ChatGPT experience. Everyone clears that bar. The difficult-to-master part? That's management, context, delegation, judgment, iteration. And almost no company is investing in that layer. They're still buying software and wondering why it doesn't work. Once you see it that way, once you stop asking, how do I use this software? And start asking, how do I manage this intelligent entity? 3 disciplines become obvious. 3 management disciplines that most organizations skip entirely. Number 1, onboarding. Give it context. Here's the software mindset. You open a blank chat window and type, write a marketing email. Here's the management mindset. You wouldn't hand a task to a new team member without a briefing, right? Who are we talking to? What's the goal? What's the tone? What went wrong the last time we tried this? You are a senior product manager in B2B SaaS. Your goal is to convert cold leads into demo requests. Audience, CTOs at mid-market companies dealing with data integration. Tone, professional, direct, no buzzwords. That's not a prompt. That's an onboarding document. And the difference in output quality is enormous. Number 2, delegation. Define the deliverable. A bad manager says, look into our competitors, and gets frustrated when the result is vague. A good manager specifies, build me a table, 3 competitors, compare pricing, market position, and where they're weak. 2 pages maximum. The same principle applies here. Ambiguous delegation produces ambiguous results, whether you're managing a person or managing an AI. Mollick's framework makes this concrete. You're weighing how long the task would take you versus how long it takes to brief the AI and evaluate its output. The better your delegation, the more specific your constraints, the higher the probability it comes back right the first time. And finally, number 3, iteration. Coach the output. Well, this is where most people quit. They get a mediocre first draft, roll their eyes, and decide AI is overhyped. Now picture doing that to a person. It's a new hire's first week. They hand you their first piece of work. It's not what you hoped, and you fire them on the spot. You would never do that, right? You'd sit down with them. You'd show them what good looks like here. You'd invest in them, because that's what managers do. You build people. You fight for your team. But with AI, we do the exact opposite. Maybe because it's cheap. Maybe because we can swap it out in 3 seconds. We give it one shot, 30 seconds of our attention, and write it off. And here's the uncomfortable truth. No human employee would ever perform under those conditions either, because no great work, human or AI, has ever come from a first draft. Too long, cut by 40%. Add the cost-saving numbers from last quarter. This sounds robotic. Match the tone from the brief I shared. That's not generating text, that's coaching. Exactly what you do with a promising junior who got 70% of the way there. And here's the twist in the MIT research. The top reason users abandon these tools is it doesn't improve from feedback. Listen to that complaint again. That's someone waiting for the tool to do the learning. The people who succeed flip it. They carry the feedback loop. They treat every interaction like a manager investing in a team member, and that investment compounds. These three disciplines aren't AI tricks. They're the same skills that make someone an effective manager of people: context, clarity, and feedback. And this is about to matter a lot more. We're not staying in the world of chat windows. We're moving into a world of AI agents, systems that don't just answer a question, they go away and do hours of work autonomously. Research, writing, analysis, execution. Deloitte found that 85% of companies expect to deploy custom AI agents. But right now, most organizations can barely manage a chatbot. Can you believe it? Okay guys, now we get to the part that really matters. One final discipline, and this one is not optional. Imagine someone hands you a brilliant AI doctor, a chatbot you can ask anything, any condition, any symptom, and it gives you a detailed, confident answer. So, does that make you qualified to practice medicine? No. Obviously not, because you can't verify the output. If it recommends a dangerous dosage, you won't catch it. You don't have the judgment to know when it's right and when it's confidently wrong. There's a principle for this. It's called being human in the loop. And no, it does not mean pressing a button and accepting whatever comes back. It means actively verifying, questioning, course correcting. The same way you review work from anyone on your team. And here's the thing. In a world of AI agents, systems that run autonomously and make decisions without asking you first, this isn't just good practice anymore. It's the difference between a managed system and an unaccountable one. And the MIT data backs this up. For complex multi-week work, 90% of professionals still prefer a human over AI. Not because AI isn't capable, because AI can't be held accountable. And the people who work with it every day, they know that. So if you remember one thing from this video, this is it. You can delegate the work. You can never delegate the judgment. So here's the big picture, guys. The companies that win in the next decade won't be the ones with the best AI tools. They'll be the ones with the best managers. Actually, the ones with the best management systems for hybrid teams, humans and AIs working together. Because the skills that unlock real value from AI, context, delegation, iteration, accountability, are the same skills that make someone an effective leader of people. This isn't new, it's just being tested in a new medium. That 95% failure rate, it's not a technology problem, it's a management problem. And management problems have solutions. Easy to learn, difficult to master. That's the game. So, the next time you open a chat window, don't ask yourself, what's the right prompt? Ask yourself, how would I brief, manage, and evaluate a brilliant new team member to do this? Do that consistently, and you stop playing the AI game and start mastering it. I'm Ephraim Reese. This is Immersive Life. If this reframe landed for you, tell me in the comments. What's the first task you delegate to AI if you managed it like a person? And hey, if you got value out of this one, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode. It genuinely helps the channel. See you in the next one.